So let's have a little chat, shall we? This is your host, My Occult View, aka The Occult View. And as you all know now, I am posting on this channel here, and let me tell you why. So last week, after I posted my last video entitled What in the Quantum is Going On, or something of that nature, I believe that was the title. I don't remember verbatim, but somewhere along those lines. Right after I posted that video, I get a strike on my account. Not for that video, but for a video that I did. Give me one second. But for a video that I did last year speaking on the allegations against Brother Polite. Everyone was talking about it. Everyone was giving their commentary on it. But for some reason, YouTube had an issue with it a year later. Because if I'm not mistaken, didn't that happen last year or the year before? I can't even remember. It's been so long ago, and I've forgotten about it. I did that commentary over a year ago. And the only thing that I said is that child exploitation and pedophilia did not start with Brother Polite. These allegations, and these are allegations against him, let me say that to protect myself, because from what I understand, he's trying to get a lot of stuff about him erased off of the internet, right? And there are people that support him. And usually when someone flags you, that's a female act. That's a female doing that. Usually. That's a female act because females are very smart and they know how to do stuff like that. And it could be somebody that that you're even cool with. It could very well be, but that doesn't really matter because that person, whoever did it, I want you to know you will also suffer in my wrath along with the people at YouTube who went along with it. And that's all I'm going to say on that. You're going to get that motherfucking work. And that's all I'm going to say. And there's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can say. It's nothing. That's all I'm going to say on that. So the only thing that I was making a correlation with is the child trafficking that took place back in the day versus now. That's all I was talking about. So YouTube sends me a notice saying that the YouTube community, they have to keep the YouTube community safe. And I'm thinking to myself, what are they talking about? Safe from whom? From me? So you mean to tell me, let's look at YouTube. See, YouTube, let me tell you something about YouTube. YouTube is in on the child exploitation. They're in on it. They're in on the child trafficking and all of the things that happen to children in a negative way. Let me explain what I mean when I say that. They have all of these so-called guidelines now to protect your children on YouTube. But on the flip side, I think YouTube is grooming children. They want to give the illusion, let me say it this way, that children will be safe on YouTube. So they set up all of these fake, controls and all of these fake rules and regulations to make parents think that their children will be safe on YouTube. When in actuality, YouTube is running rampant with sexual predators who are trying to groom and trying to traffic and harm children. And Brother Polite was one of the people who was accused of it. And let's look at this. They allowed this man and many others like him to come to their platform and build big names for themselves, make thousands upon thousands of dollars. YouTube gives traffic and views to whom they want. People who become viral, a lot of them become viral because they have connections to this underground world that YouTube is a part of, which is part of the sex trafficking of children, boys and girls. So they use these fake rules and regulations to say, oh, we're going to protect your children on YouTube, but that is a grooming tactic that YouTube uses to groom your children to make them think that they're safer, to make you think that they're safe on YouTube, when in actuality, they're trying to set your children up to be groomed and to be exploited. That's exactly what they're trying to do. So when they flagged when my channel was struck last week, right after I posted that video, what in the quantum is going on, I probably said something in that video that they didn't like. Because, you know, when you are a YouTuber and you don't have that many subscribers, or even if you do and you don't get a lot of traffic to your channel, it's because they blacklisted you because you keep it too motherfucking real. And you're not with the fake and the phony shit. So because I made a video speaking out against child exploitation, I mean, I'm not saying that I'm an advocate for anyone. I'm not presenting myself as an advocate or a activist or anything like that. I was giving my commentary on the allegations against Brother Polight. Everybody was talking about it. And I even intertwined Joan Crawford and Georgia Tann. And how Joan Crawford, the actress, for those people who don't know, she was portrayed, well, she wasn't portrayed, well, yeah, she was portrayed in the movie Mommy Dearest. For those people who don't know, the movie Mommy Dearest is about her life. And I had questions in regards to that. I was thinking like, well, damn. Were Christina Crawford and Christopher Crawford, were they trafficked? Is that the real story? That Joan Crawford allegedly was trying to traffic Christina Crawford and Christopher Crawford? Is that why Christopher Crawford ran away? Because Christopher Crawford ran away. He got away from Joan Crawford. And if you understand the circumstances and how she adopted those children, she adopted them illegally, because they deemed her an unfit candidate to adopt children in the state of California. So then she went to Nevada. That is why I say all of this shit is intertwined. She went to Nevada, or Nevada, as you all call it. She went to Nevada and went to an illegal adoption agency that was ran by a woman named Georgia Tann. It may not have been in Nevada, but I think she did go to Nevada to adopt Christina Crawford. I don't know how she ended up adopting Christopher Crawford, but she went to Nevada and she did an illegal adoption of those children. And a lot of people know, from what I understand, Georgia Tann was a child trafficker. She trafficked children illegally. And I was only making the correlation that there's nothing new under the sun. But YouTube deems me to be a threat to the YouTube community, but not the person who has allegations facing him, not the person who is facing charges for doing detestable acts with children. So YouTube likes to silence people who speaks out against things like this. And they said that the video that I posted about Brother Polight, it was harassment and bullying. In order for you to harass and bully someone, you have to be engaged in malicious content with that person. So is Tasha K harassing and bullying him? Because I'm sure that the video that she did on him is still up. And nothing against, I'm not attacking Tasha K, but I'm just making a point that as a person and as a human being, YouTube is violating my rights. They're violating my rights. They're violating your rights when they shadow ban your channel but yet they give traffic and views to people who are on here doing the most detestable things. There are entire sectors of black people doing nothing but attacking each other, doxing each other, attacking people's children, doxing people's children. And they have thousands upon thousands of subscribers. And before anybody says, well, you're just jealous, no, I don't give a fuck about subscribers. I care more about integrity and substance. Because most of those motherfucking people, they're looking for subscribers because they broke and they struggle and they ain't got no motherfucking money. And I don't give a fuck what nobody say. I have a whole another channel that I am building, and I'm doing something totally different. But over here is my occultism, is my spiritualism, is my, talking about the hidden things going on right in front of us. So YouTube is part of the child trafficking. They're part of it. They've been part of it. They support, they employ, they support, and they allow people to use their platform to attack children, to exploit children. And then they set up these fake phony rules like they're trying to protect children, like these new guidelines. Oh, is this video for children? If it's not, then you can't have comments turned on. YouTube does not care about children. They're grooming children. They're grooming them. That is why you have to be very careful allowing your children to interact with anybody on YouTube. Because a lot of these people are groomers. They are groomers. They have allowed the most detestable people to build large platforms, and then come to find out, you find out later on that these people are pedophiles or they've been accused of exploiting children. You find that out later on. And there's no allegations in that. That's truth. But they say that I am a threat to the YouTube community. No, I'm not a threat to the YouTube community. I'm a threat to their continued trafficking of children. See, what I say, it makes them upset because it exposes them for who they really are. It exposes them. So they struck my channel, The Occult View. They struck my channel. And someone probably did report it or flag it, which I don't really care anything about that. Do knock yourself out. An unmonetized channel and my words bother you that much, you're not fucking with my money. You ain't fucking with my money, but you are going to get that spiritual motherfucking work, whoever you are. I don't have to know who you are. I don't have to know who you are. I don't have to know where you are. You're going to get that work. Just know that. And there's nothing you can do about that because you're trying to stand in my way from doing my spiritual work. And if you're somebody and you think you're somebody, then do something about it. Even the people at YouTube behind the bots, you're going to get that work too. You're going to get it too, because you're trying to stand, as they said in Hellraiser, you're trying to stand in hell's way. And when you're trying to stand in hell's way, and you're trying to stop a person's spiritual growth, and you're trying to, this is my spiritual channel. This is what I talk about in terms of spirit. And some of these dumb, delayed motherfuckers, they just don't get it because they're not spirited people. They don't come from anything spirited. See, I do. They don't understand it. So they hear what they want to hear. And like I told you, people are so fake and phony. People will admire you for one thing and hate you for that very thing that they claim to admire you for. That is why I don't have no motherfucking friends on YouTube. Because I understand how fake and phony the black community is on YouTube. And if that is harassing and bullying, then goddamn it, I'm harassing and bullying. I don't give a fuck. Because I don't bother anybody on YouTube. I don't I rarely watch. There are only really a few people that I really watch. I don't watch everybody. I don't watch a whole lot of people. There are only really a handful of people that I even watch. So to the person who sacrificed themselves for YouTube, I want you to know you're going to get that spiritual work. And when you find everything around you starting to crumble, not feel right, not look right, I want you to think back on who you fucked with. It's not about, let me be clear, let me be abundantly clear, because I know people are slow, delayed, and retarded. Not everyone, but I know people are slow. The reason that I'm so passionate about this, it's not because they flagged my channel. It's because of the video that they chose to flag. They chose to flag a video where I was speaking out against child predatory types of people. And I was talking about a man who was accused of doing detestable things with a child. Whether she was 14 or 15, she's still underage, and he's an old ass motherfucking crusty ass man. Right? They chose that particular video. So what that tells me about that person, about that particular individual, what that tells me, whether it was a male or female, it doesn't matter. But what that tells me about that particular individual, they too are pedophiles. And they support pedophilia. See, I already have a profile of who that person probably is. I already have a profile of who that person probably already is, of who that person is. Excuse me. But it's the fact that they chose that particular video. It's the fact that you chose that video. So because you did that, you have opened yourself up for spiritual war with me. You have opened yourself up because that video was very important. It was very important that people understood where I was coming from. And you're trying to interfere in my spiritual path. So whomever you are, whether it was a person that actually did it manually, or whether it was somebody at YouTube that did it behind the screen, whoever you are, you've just opened yourself up to a spiritual war with someone who's already won the war in the battle. That is what you have done. So congratulations. And there's nothing you can do to stop it. There's nothing you can do to stop it. There's no one you can go to stop it. It is disgusting and detestable what this society and this culture has become. And YouTube, they support it. There are countless videos all on YouTube of people doing detestable things, but they decide to allow this person to report me, and they go along with this strike. They go along with it. And then the video is talking against child exploitation. But YouTube goes along with it. YouTube goes along with people stalking people, harassing people, doxing people. That's not what YouTube was created for. Then they started allowing celebrities to come on here, and they killed the rock star. Social media killed the rock star. I want to veer off into another topic right quick. You know, I've been going back watching old episodes of Charmed. And I really liked the episode. Yeah, I like corny white girl shows. I do. I admit it. I do. I'm a fan. I am. I'm a fan of Piper, Prue, and Paige and Phoebe. I like corny white girl shows. Okay. So, but I don't really think Charmed was a corny show though. I like Charmed. Charmed was a very good show because it had so many spiritual elements to it that I may break down in another video, but not in this video. I've been going back watching old episodes of Charmed, right? And the one that really stuck out to me was the last um, episode that Shannon Doherty, Prue, was in. It was called All Hell Breaks Loose. And I think that was her. That was when Shannon Doherty left the show, and the show wasn't really that good, in my opinion. I mean, Rose McGowan, I love me some Rose McGowan, but she just did not connect as a sister for me. More like a cousin, but she didn't have that sisterly see Shannon Doherty, Alyssa Milano, and Holly Marie Combs. That was magic. That is why that show worked so well. It probably would have lasted longer. But Shannon is a difficult person, they say, and Alyssa Milano was not that easy to get along with either. But Shannon really brought something to the show that I really liked, and I don't give a fuck who don't like what I'm saying about it, okay? Fuck you. So anyway, now flag that. So anyway, the last show of the last episode that Prue was on before her character died was, if you haven't seen it, sorry, spoiler alert, was All Hell Breaks Loose. And what happens is that they are exposed to the world as witches totally by accident because they killed a demon that had been stalking them, that the source had sent to kill them, this demon called Shax. And they vanquished him outside in public, and there was a reporter who actually saw it, right? And when you really think about it, the source is not what really killed Prue. Shax did not kill Prue. You know what really put the series of events in place that killed Prue? It was social media. And Charmed was showing you at that time in the early 2000s what was to come in a few years. It was showing you what was to come. It was social media that killed Prue. It was social media that exposed them as witches. And then as they got exposed, it attracted all types of crazy people to them. Like that crazy woman, what was her name? Alice Hicks. When Piper and Prue were trying to get things under control and trying to figure out how to fix being exposed as witches, because Phoebe was in the underworld trying to find Cole and trying to, get some things done with the source. I forgot, but anyway. Piper and Prue were trying to fix things and trying to bring things back to normal. And it brought out all these crazy people. And this one woman named Alice, she thought that she was a witch, and she just busted up in their house talking about, I understand, I'm like you. I'm just like you. I want to be your friend. And Piper and Prue were like, bitch, get out of our fucking house. We don't know you. And they had every right to feel that way. So because they set up boundaries, and because they said no to her, because they set up boundaries and they said no to her, she shot Piper. She came back and shot Piper because Prue threw her ass out of that house. So she told the reporters they're mean witches. The point that I'm making, that's how YouTube is. YouTube is on a witch hunt. They're on a witch hunt. YouTube is exactly like Alice Hicks. Anyone that does not go along with their narrative, anyone that does not go along with their linguistics narrative or their neurolinguistics narrative, anyone that does not go along with their script, they're going to do what Alice Hicks did to Piper. They're going to come back with a gun and they're going to strike you. They're going to strike you. And they're going to tell people that you're the mean ones. You're the one who has a problem. Why? Because I'm against exploitation of children. Why? Because I'm not into pedophilia. Because I'm a grown man who happens to be gay and I like other men. See, YouTube wants to groom. YouTube is doing its part to groom children and to push this pedophilic agenda. They're doing their part too. They're doing their part. And anyone who speaks out against their agenda, you're a problem. See, YouTube is like Alice Hicks in Charmed. When you say no, that there's a boundary there. I don't get down like that. Get the fuck on with that shit. Or if you speak out against certain things, they're going to come after you. They're going to come after you. They're going to try to silence you, which I don't give a fuck about because I'll create a million motherfucking channels and I'll say what I have to say and get my point across. YouTube, Brother Polite, trolls, nobody silences me. Nobody. You all have not been able to silence me in the past decade, and you will never silence me because you don't have that dominion to do it, and nobody else does either. And I'm not speaking from the ego, I'm speaking from the spirit. Most of you people, you embody the essence of that fake, well, I'm not going to say fake, but it is fake, that fake God that you worship up in the motherfucking sky, Yahweh and Yahaldabroth and Ahariman, which is the other names that God goes by. You worship that instead of tapping into the God that's within you. You worship man-made deities. And if you wonder, and let me go a little bit further. A lot of these people who support this type of stuff against children, if you notice, they embody the very essence of that God, of that deity that does not like children, that advocated for child sacrifice. They embody that. They embody the very essence of that evil deity. And I don't give a fuck who gets offended by it. I don't. But I just wanted to come through and let people know what's been, going on. I mean, it's really not a big deal, but it is a big deal because we're on a precipice. We're on the edge of a serious precipice right now where our rights are being violated as human beings. We don't have freedom of speech anymore. Only certain people have freedom of speech. It was not only unjust, it was immoral for YouTube to have went along with that strike. It was immoral of them to have gone along with that bullshit. But then again, YouTube is part of the problem too. They allow certain people, or a lot of certain people, to use their platform for the most egregious things. And they allow people to abuse the reporting system. But like I said, after whoever did that, after I'm done, you're going to have to call YouTube. You're going to have to call the FBI, the CIA. You're going to have to call God in the sky. You're going to have to call Jesus. You're going to have to call Satan. You're going to have to call somebody. You're going to have to call your mama. You're going to be calling on so many different people because you tried to stand in my motherfucking way. And it don't matter who you are, even if you're somebody that I like and you did some sneaky shit behind my motherfucking back, you going to get this motherfucking work. You gonna get it. You gonna get it. And it's not because you flagged my channel. It's because of the video that you particularly went after. Where I was speaking out against child exploitation and how they spiritually exploit children, how they use children's innocence to do certain rituals and shit like that. That's what Joan Crawford was doing. She adopted those kids to manifest her motherfucking dream life. That's why she really did it. But ain't nobody talking about that. You see what I'm talking about? You see what you've opened up for yourself? So you think that you're in anonymity. You think you are. But there's nothing, there's no hiding. Let me give you a quote from your God in the sky. For there is no hiding place down here. There is no hiding place. I don't care what type of spiritual system you may be into, Santeria, Ifa, Palo, you can be into whatever the fuck you want to be in. But you will not escape this wrath that I have put forth for you, whoever you are. Whoever you are. I don't like people that support violating children. I don't like that. I take that very personal. I'm not an advocate or an activist, but I take that personal. Because a lot of times what ends up happening is these same sick motherfuckers, they'll try to turn around and say that gay men, that we're trying to groom children. And I'm not saying that there aren't some gay men that do that. Hell, I'm not saying that there are even a lot of gay men that might do that. Hell, it may have been a gay man that flagged and struck my account. May have been. But I want you to know you're going to get that fucking work because you tried to stand in hell's way. You did. You motherfuckers are going to learn about playing with people that you don't know who you're playing with. I have no conscience. I have no conscience when it comes to an enemy, even a hidden enemy. I even know what your zodiac sign is, but I'm not going to reveal too much. I'm not going to reveal too much. You know what I mean? I ain't going to do that. I ain't going to reveal too much. The point that I wanted to make was this. YouTube, it's bigger than the soulless, unconscious, flunky, struggle, sickly, diseased person that actually did the actual flagging. It's deeper than that. It's bigger than them. It's bigger than that person. It's bigger than them. YouTube is the conglomerate. And YouTube has a responsibility to be more responsible. But YouTube is part of the problem too. They're part of the problem too. A lot of y'all need balance because you're imbalanced. You're fighting with your demons when you should be dancing with them. You feel me? A lot of you all are imbalanced. A lot of you all are in conflict with yourselves. You're carrying burdens and you're angry because you have to carry burdens. A lot of you are in conflict with your own minds, your own spirit. Some of you are thinking about walking away, but because you're in so much conflict, you don't know what to do. Is it really worth all this battle and struggle? Some of you are really going insane and you're going into isolation. And the plans that you've had, they're not coming through. There is some hope, but you have to change your ways. Anyway, I've given you enough help. This is the occult view. I just wanted to come through and let everyone know what was going on and transpiring. Yeah, child, they flagged that account. And I can still post over there. I can still post over there on the occult view, but I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait a while before I do that again. I'm going to wait some months. I will be posting over here on my occult view. So please subscribe to this channel. For those who really rock with me, I'm talking about those who really rock with me, not the fake ones who pretend that they do, but the ones who really rock with me. Thank you for rocking with me. And I ask that the ones who really rock with me, if you're in this spiritual life, whomever did that to my account, I ask that you secretly send them as much negativity as you possibly can until it gives them an aneurysm or worse. I told you, motherfuckers, stop standing in hell's motherfucking way. You had no right to do that. If you would have flagged any other video, that would have been fine. But to pick that video of all videos to flag, you're going to get some repercussions for that. You're going to get some repercussions for that. Me and my people will make sure you get repercussions for that. Anyway, this is the Occult View. Thank you. And have a blessed day.